So with regard to a certain court case going on, Johnny Depp's team has been asking some interesting questions of AH. These involve charity donations to the sum of $7 million, whether or not those were paid out. And if they weren't paid out, you're talking about some huge, and I mean huge, legal ramifications. So hey there, now before we get started, this is our second comic, another case for the littlest umbrella. Link is in the description. We are in the last 72 hours with this. This is how we maintain sponsor-free living. We're beholden to no one. We can cover stuff just like this. We take on the mainstream, make the crazies feel even crazier, and make a good comic to boot. More on that at the end of the video, and thank you for checking that out. So to understand the current conundrum that AH finds herself facing, you have to go back to 2016, back to a certain divorce, and see exactly how everything ended up settled. See, when you look back to everything that transpired during 2016, one thing that Amber Heard could not stand hearing about herself was that she was in it for the money. That's why she ultimately ends up dropping things like spousal support. You can see this talked about back then. But more importantly to what we're talking about here, AH ends up with a £5.5 million or around a $7 million settlement and says, you know what? I'm going to prove that I'm a good person here by donating all of those proceeds. You can see this and something else that's going to work into it noted here. So we're going to look at both of these here. So AH donates $7 million divorce settlement to charity. In a statement to People on August 18th, the actress revealed that the money would be divided amongst charities with a particular focus on stopping violence against women, including the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, where she had volunteered for over a decade. Now, with Johnny Depp in this and the finalization of everything that was going on, Johnny Depp initially starts paying out that settlement for her in the name of AH. Now, AH did not like this at all. Why? Because you can't get any clout off of that, for one thing. If something is donated in the name of, you can't go out and make a spectacle of it. And this is about punishing Johnny Depp. So, oh my God, if he can write that off for taxes, no way, no how, no where, no one. You can see this in articles dating back to 2016. AH and Johnny Depp row over divorce donations. And you can see this discussed here. She recently pledged to donate around $7 million settlement between two charities for abused women and ill children. But he has begun to donate the money directly in her name instead of giving it to her first, leading her to accuse him of trying to reduce his total bill. She said he must now, quote unquote, honor the full amount by donating $14 million to charity. On Thursday, the Pirates of the Caribbean star revealed he had paid the first installment of the original $7 million sum to the charities in the name of AH. We insist on $14 million. Now, AH's spokesman responded in a statement. AH appreciates Johnny Depp's novel interest. You like that insult there? His novel interest in supporting two of her favorite charities, the ACLU for DV and the Children's Hospital of LA. This is great and unexpected news. However, if Johnny wishes to change the settlement agreement, we must insist that he honor the full amount by donating $14 million to charity, which, after accounting for his tax deduction, is equal to his $7 million payment obligation to AH. We would also insist that the full amount be paid immediately and not drawn out over many years. Anything less would be a transparent attempt by Johnny's counsel, Laura Wasser, and the other person here to reduce their client's true payment by half under the guise of newfound concern for charities that he has never previously supported. Now, during that time, too, a spokesman for Depp earlier confirmed that the actor had sent the initial installments to the two charities. In a statement, the spokesman said, following AH's announcement that her divorce settlement was to be divided equally and gifted to the Children's Hospital of LA and the ACLU, two exceptionally deserving and important charities, Johnny Depp has sent the first of multiple installments of these monies to each charity in the name of AH, which, when completed, will honor the full amount of AH's pledge. AH's generosity in giving to these wonderful causes is deeply respected. Now that like I said, is really an underhanded way to take shots back and forth. These things, they got really, really nasty back when, and there were a lot of accusations flying. With everything that goes on, though, AH eventually ends up with all of that money in hand, ends up getting all of the clout from it, as you can see in statements like this. Actress AH is being recognized for donating quite a pretty penny to the Children's Hospital Los Angeles as she makes good on her pledge to donate money received from her divorce settlement. The Justice League star's name was included in the Children's Hospital Los Angeles recently released 2017 Donors List Honor Roll in a category for donations between $1 million and nearly $5 million for fiscal year ending June 2017. The contribution appeared to be proof that the 31-year-old is following through on our promise to donate her $7 million divorce settlement from ex-husband Johnny Depp to charities such as the ACLU, specifically to prevent violence against women, and to the CHLA, where Heard works as a volunteer. We've heard a lot about that too, but that's neither here nor there, but still interesting that she didn't really volunteer a lot of time. Now, all of this contentiousness and animosity, it disappears for a while, and not because the two find a way to get along or to agree to disagree. No, because of a court order. They're not supposed to talk about this stuff anymore in public. And it stays that way for a few months until The Sun, they do a hit piece trying to cost Johnny Depp everything, trying to take away his Harry Potter job and on. And we find out later on that AH was actually behind a lot of the actions there. Not only that, but AH goes out, does a hit piece in the Washington Post talking about how, hey, she survived all of these terrible things. And that opens a gateway for some really hard-hitting questions, including this. Where did all that money go? As the article here notes, Johnny Depp questions AH's charity donations. From the web desk here, Pirates of the Caribbean star Johnny Depp has issued subpoenas to collect any communication his ex-wife AH may have had with a number of charities following the couple's divorce. The Hollywood star is requesting all documents and communication AH may have had with the ACLU and the Children's Hospital Los Angeles regarding donations that were made following the couple's split. Now, I'd like to know something else, too. With the ACLU, is this only communications that have to deal with the donations in particular? Because I have a feeling that there are other communications out there as well, and I imagine that they leverage Johnny Depp in them. Because you know what? This person is a spokesman for all women, after all. Continuing. Depp's legal team has reportedly questioned about how much money she transferred to the nonprofits. Not only that, they're wondering where the money came from. As in, did certain people out there, maybe a certain SpaceX founder, help pay those funds? And did she end up pocketing a lot of other funds for herself? So according to reports, the actor filed the subpoenas in Virginia, asking the court to force each organization to give up all information concerning his former wife, who he became legally separated from in 2017. The move comes following the couple's divorce settlement, which states that the actress would give $7 million, or roughly again £5.5 million, from the actor, but it was agreed upon that the money would be donated to charity. Now with this, something that I'm going to have to follow up on is whether or not this was actually written into the divorce agreement. That's important too, because we would be talking about the legal ramifications here. Are we talking about being publicly shamed because you didn't give the money in the way that you said you would? Or are we talking about a legal binding agreement, meaning that if you didn't donate that money, if it came from somewhere else or you didn't give it all, yeah, that might actually send somebody to jail. Now, there are certain articles out there that imply this. You can see this from The Blast here, for example, who's been keeping up with a lot of this stuff. Specifically, the subpoenas are asking for, quote, all documents that refer, reflect, or relate to any donations made to you or for your benefit by Miss AH from January 1st, 2016 through and including the present. Now, back in 2016, Johnny Depp and AH agreed, as part of their divorce divorce settlement that the actress would get $7 million from the actor as an equalization payment. As a caveat to the payment, it was agreed upon that the money would be donated to charity. The settlement followed weeks of negotiations between the two after A.H. had filed a restraining order and divorce filing while accusing Johnny Depp of hurling a phone at her face and assaulting her in her home. So with this statement here, like I said, it seems to imply that this is part of the divorce agreement, as in it's written into it. But again, this is something that I would have to follow up on. Now, furthering those statements about the AH and a certain SpaceX founder, Johnny Depp's attorney Adam Waldman told the Blast, quote, A.H. claims that she donated millions of Johnny Depp's money to the ACLU, where A.H.'s friend Elon Musk is coincidentally one of the quote-unquote top donors. Then the ACLU not only posted A.H.'s defamatory op-ed furthering her abuse hoax against Mr. Depp on their website, but the ACLU quote-unquote worked with A.H. on that op-ed. Then the ACLU tried, unsuccessfully and bizarrely, to enter Mr. Depp's defamation case against A.H. There is a trail of unanswered questions about the relationship between A.H. and the ACLU. With this subpoena, we hope to get to the bottom of these questions. Very, very interesting stuff. Leads a lot of important questions out there. And it asks more than just donating money. It asks about the relationship to the ACLU as well. And this, it might be really interesting to follow through. But anyway, you tell me what you think about this stuff. And yeah, we'll follow up as needed. So to close, this is our second comic book, Another Case for the Littlest Umbrella. Link is in the description. And we only have 72 hours remaining, so we could definitely use your help. This is 40 pages of all ages, Lovecrafty and goodness, full colored here, where a detective and his littlest sidekick face off against an ancient threat in an all-new adventure. Like I said earlier, this keeps us sponsor-free, beholden to no one, so we can cover whatever we want. We can go out, challenge the mainstream that has forgotten the face of its customers. We can make crazies feel even crazier because they can't do anything about it. And we can make a good book, too. Let me say, too, I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you empowering these endeavors because you make this stuff possible. I can't thank you enough for that. And I'll say, see you soon. Thank you again.